Budget time again! Blimey, I thought this sport was expensive. Obviously not. An all-black, full-power belter from the boys in Brum. It is the BSA Comet EVO. And welcome to AAR on Air, and yet again in these economically uncertain times we've dug out another excellent budget gun that doesn't even need a scope. Just add pellets. Yes, this week it's the sub £149 UK BSA Comet EVO. Now, you could always opt for the more expensive BSA Comet EVO Silentium with included silencer, but I am trying my best to keep things as low cost as possible in this review. So, as always, let's get straight to the stats and walk around, shall we? It is available in 177 and 22. It is single shot, spring powered brake barrel, but with the long cylinder, this does kick out a fair amount of power. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This is 111 centimetres or around 43 3/4 inches long, with a 47 centimetre or 18.5 inch barrel, and tips the scales at a featherweight 2.5 kilograms or £5 8 ounces without any additional sighting aid. It is all black and has a polymer stock for serviceability, and I suppose to keep the cost as low as possible too. It is truly ambidextrous, with stippling all around the grip area and a rubberised butt pad to help soak up any kick. Up front, the stock doesn't have any stippling, but it does have a more rubberised infill system to aid grip. The barrel comes with open fibre optic front sights, which matches up with the fully adjustable rears, which is also fitted with fibre optics to brighten up the sights. As I've said, this is fully adjustable for elevation and windage and has a nice smooth click system to it. It does come with a set of dovetail grooves to add an aftermarket scope if you prefer. The trigger is a two-stage item, and like the trigger guard, is a polymer-based item with an in-trigger safety, which is a la Gammo, with forward for fire and back for safe. In safe, it completely locks the trigger, and the safety can be operated whether the gun is cocked or not. The whole gun is very slim and traditional in design, and does feel as though it could withstand some knocks. I hinted about the power levels earlier, and over the chrono the results were: using BSA Gold Star's 8.64 grains, it saw 762 feet per second, which is 11.14 foot-pounds or 15.11 joules. I then tried it with some heavier 10.49 grain BSA Black Stars, and it saw 697 feet per second, which is 11.32 foot-pounds or 15.35 joules. Time to break out the alloys, and using 6.64 grain H&N Barracuda greens, it saw a whopping 885 feet per second, which is 11.55 foot-pounds or 15.66 joules. Blimey, much more, and you're looking at going supersonic. All of these figures were from a new gun straight out of the box, and springers do have a tendency to loosen up over time with use, and then the figures are likely to be higher. So it can certainly send pellets downrange at speed, but is it accurate? Now, using open sights will prove its budget status, but won't test its accuracy over some reasonable distance. So I dropped on an ultra budget Vict Optics 3-9x40, which is around £39 UK, and it isn't going to break the bank or need you to get the adoption papers out to sell one of the kids. So with this fitted and in place, I think out at about 35 metres should be a good test for the rifle, the scope, and of course me. Well, what a beautiful, beautiful day. It's warm, in fact it's very warm, and I seem to be doing nothing but run about at the moment, but not complaining. Solar powered me. Today's offering is a Comet EVO budget. It is a budget gun, and yet it feels really nice, sturdy quality. It'll take a few knocks. It is a nice traditional style gun. I've fitted a Victoptics 3-9x40 scope. It's only a budget scope. I've taken a little while to actually zero it in, not a lot. It's too warm, to be fair. You could use the open sights. If I did that, I'd be very lucky if I could hit a target at 35 metres. Never mind see how accurate I could actually get it. I'd just be lucky to hit the box. So let's give it a go. It's nice. The trigger is not too heavy at all. It's smooth, it's progressive. It really is. I've used it, as I say, to actually zero it in, and I've been quite surprised. First thing we're going to do, we're going to put some standard Gold Star 8.64 grain BSA pellets in it. That's what it seems to like. We'll see how we go with those, shall we? So without further ado, let's get on with it. It's not too heavy to actually break the action. It's not an auto safety, so it's not too annoying. This is straight out the box. I think I've probably shot 10 rounds through it, that's all. Could have done a better job of zeroing it in by the looks of it, to be fair. But it's the grouping that we're interested in. There is a bit of a breeze, but it's not as bad as it has been. We've had some terrible winds recently, but hey, we deal with what we've got. Whew. I should have picked a shady spot. I tell you what, it does go down there with a noticeable thump. For a budget gun, it'll make a really good small pest controller. Yeah, grouping that we're interested in. The strange thing is I'm starting to quite enjoy these. Would I give them a PCPs up? No, but it's a different kettle of fish. But it does test your skills. Shall we go and see what we've done? Now, if I'd got a PCP and I was shooting out at 35 metres, I'd probably be a bit disappointed. But this is an ultimate budget gun that doesn't need air tanks. It doesn't need everything else that goes with it. It's got a really inexpensive but nice scope on it. Now that is not too bad. It only wants moving to the right a little to settle itself down and zero it better. And every one of those would pretty much be in the second circle. So yeah, about the size of your thumb top. I think that's pretty good. Tell you what, let's put some alloys in it now and see if it likes the alloys. It certainly likes spitting them out at speed, but can we hit anything with it? That's the next one. Back again. Barracuda green, the alloys. We don't know what's happening with lead at the moment, so we may as well just give it a go and start and find out which guns do, sorry that's probably terrible on the mic, do and don't like alloys. Let's give it a go. I've not really altered anything on here, so excuse me, again it's grouping that we're looking for. It may have changed because of the weight of the pellet. We're still out at the same distance, still same hot day. Here we go. It really is quite a shock just how fast they seem to go down range. I suppose this is also a bit of a test to see just how the alloys change the zero on your scope. They do still, from what I can see, they still seem to be grouping on the left. So it really wants adjusting, but I'm not going to do it because I want it to be consistent throughout the test. To be honest, I've no idea how many I've sent down there. Why would you not want to be out shooting on a day like this? Yep. It's a really tough job. Somebody's got to do it. A wise man once said to me, find a job that you like and never work a day. That's very true, because it's not work anymore. It's just pleasure. And this little baby is actually a real pleasure to use. There's a bit of kick. Not massive. You could use it open sights. I wouldn't really serve any purpose by even trying it, to be fair. I just wouldn't be able to see a great deal at all. But that's my eyes, not these, because they're really very bright and nice and adjustable. But there you go. Let's go and have a look and see what it's done with alloys, shall we? Well, that is really quite encouraging. That's an even tighter group than the lead. Now, whether or not it's just that I'm getting a bit better at it, a bit more practice, a bit more used to the gun, could be. I could sit and shoot here all day. No, I mean, I could sit and shoot here all day, but I'd get nothing done. I think that, considering that we're actually shooting alloy pellets, that's very promising. It's promising because it will spit them out, it likes doing it at speed, you get some serious power with it, and you've not sacrificed any accuracy. In fact, it's slightly more accurate than the leads. It's a nice gun, and it's not a lot of money. And to be honest, you can have it with the silencer, which will make it a bit quieter, but you're still only going to get one shot off if you're actually shooting pests. Fortunately, I don't have any neighbours to worry about. You might want to quieten it down if you've got some neighbours, but it's not that regular. It's not like you're shooting a semi-automatic or anything like that. It's nice. I do like it. Yet again, well done BSA. And, excuse me, back to the studio. Well, to be honest, these budget guns can often surprise. And the feet per second spread was pretty tight and had consistent power. It isn't unusual and indeed, as I've already said, expected for a Springer to settle in and creep up on the power a little over time and with use. I realise I use this with a scope, but it can of course be used with the open sights. It is cheap enough to get started into the sport and will hone skills with it being a Springer. Of course, there is no air tank or pump or anything else required other than pellets and a bit of muscle power to cock the gun. There really is no need to go without in this sport while ever there are guns this low in price and this good. As always, I've enjoyed this one. If you have, please give us the old thumbs up, subscribe, share and click the alarm notification bell. Take a look at the new AAR news channel and of course you can carry on the chats on these forums and the AAR website along with the merchandise. A big thank you as always to the guys at Vector Air who came up with the goods yet again. Most of all, a big thank you to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. Well, that's it from me, so please stay safe and shoot safe. And I'll see you next week. I'm going to have another go, I think. Bye for now.